It was a morning filled with the promise of a big step forward for a little boy. The date was May 25, 1979, in the bustling Soho neighborhood of New York City. 6-year-old Etan Patz was about to embark on his very first solo journey. He was going to walk the 2 short blocks to his school bus stop all by himself. His mother watched him go, a moment of pride and trust that so many parents experience. But that day, trust was shattered. Etan never made it to the bus stop. He never came home from school. He simply vanished, leaving behind a family and a community frozen in a state of shock and disbelief. The search for Etan was immediate and intense. His father, a professional photographer, distributed countless photos of his smiling son throughout the city. The image of the bright-eyed boy with his blonde hair became a fixture on lampposts, in shop windows, and across newsstands. It was one of the first times a missing child's photograph was so widely circulated, turning a private family's nightmare into a public cause. The entire city felt the weight of his absence. Every parent held their own child a little tighter. The question echoed through the streets of New York and soon, the entire country. Where is Etan? The days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, with no sign of the little boy. The investigation was massive, but leads grew cold and hope began to fade into a long, painful wait for answers. For decades, the case remained a heartbreaking mystery, a wound that would not heal for his family or the nation that had come to know his name. Recent legal proceedings have only added to the complexity. Just this week, on July 21, 2025, an appeals court overturned the 2017 conviction of a man charged with his disappearance, leaving the path to justice uncertain once again. The legal battles may continue, but they do not change the fundamental tragic fact of that day. Etan Patz's disappearance marked a turning point. Before him, the general assumption was that a missing child was likely a runaway or involved in a family custody issue. Police departments often had a waiting period before they would even begin a search. But Etan's case was different. It forced America to confront a horrifying new reality, that a child could be taken from a busy street in broad daylight, stolen from their family forever. This painful realization was the catalyst for a revolution in how we protect our children and how we respond when one of them is lost. A single tragic event forced an entire country to wake up and change. The face of Etan Patz did more than just paper the streets of New York. It found its way into homes across America. In a groundbreaking move, his picture became one of the first to appear on the side of milk cartons. Suddenly, a daily household item became a beacon of hope and a tool for awareness. Families sitting at their breakfast tables were confronted with the reality of missing children. It was a simple yet powerful idea. It brought the search for Etan and other lost kids directly into the public consciousness. This campaign turned every citizen into a potential searcher, a pair of eyes that might spot a familiar face and bring a child home. This new wave of public awareness was the beginning of a powerful movement. Before Etan, there was no centralized system, no national protocol for handling these cases. His disappearance exposed the deep flaws in the system. It became painfully clear that local police departments needed help, resources, and a way to coordinate their efforts on a national scale. Parents of missing children, once isolated in their grief, began to connect and demand action. They were tired of being told to wait and see. They knew that every second counted, and they fought to make sure law enforcement and the government understood that too. Their voices were heard. The tragedy sparked the creation of vital new organizations dedicated to finding missing children and preventing abductions. The most significant of these was the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, founded in 1984. This organization became the central hub for information, providing a national database for missing children, a 24-hour hotline, and critical support for law enforcement and families. For the first time, there was a coordinated, nationwide response system in place. The days of treating a missing child case as a purely local issue were over for good. The impact of these changes cannot be overstated. Law enforcement procedures were completely overhauled. The wait-and-see approach was replaced by rapid response protocols, like the Amber Alert system we have today. The creation of a national database meant that information about a missing child could be shared across state lines in an instant. What started with a photograph on a milk carton grew into a sophisticated network of technology and dedicated professionals. It was a movement born from a terrible loss, but it built a legacy of protection and hope that has saved countless children's lives since. The anniversary of the day Etan Patz disappeared, May 25th, could have remained just a private day of sorrow for his family. Instead, it was transformed into a powerful symbol for the entire country. In 1983, President Ronald Reagan officially declared May 25th as National Missing Children's Day. This was not just a gesture of remembrance, it was a national call to action. It was a day to honor Etan and all the children who were still lost. It was also a day to renew our commitment to bringing them home and to work harder to prevent these tragedies from ever happening in the first place. Each year, National Missing Children's Day serves as a critical reminder. It reminds us of the faces and stories of children who are still missing. It forces us to confront the fact that this problem has not gone away. On this day, law enforcement agencies, nonprofit organizations, and communities across the country hold events to raise awareness. They share safety information, honor the tireless work of investigators and volunteers, and most importantly, they highlight the cases of children who are still waiting to be found. It is a day dedicated to keeping hope alive for their families. The day is also a time for education and empowerment. It's an opportunity to talk to our children about safety in a way that is empowering, not frightening. It's a chance for parents to learn about the resources available to them, from fingerprinting kits to information on internet safety. Schools and community centers often use this day to host workshops and share materials that teach kids how to recognize dangerous situations and what to do if they ever feel unsafe. By turning remembrance into education, we give our children the tools they need to protect themselves. This annual observance ensures that the mission that began after Etan's disappearance continues with urgency. It is a promise to the families of the missing that their children are not and will not be forgotten. It's a promise to every parent that we, as a society, will continue to fight for the safety of every child. National Missing Children's Day is more than a date on the calendar. It is a testament to the enduring power of a community that refuses to give up hope and a pledge that we will do everything in our power to bring every missing child home. Even with all the progress we have made since 1979, the fight to protect our children is far from over. The heartbreaking truth is that children still go missing today. Right now, families are living through the same nightmare that the Patz family endured. Consider the case of Kamya S. Reddick from Miami Gardens, Florida. She has been missing since February 15, 2023. As of today, July 25, 2025, she has been gone for nearly 30 months. Her case is an active investigation, with local police and the United States Marshal Service working tirelessly to find her. Kamya's story is a stark reminder that our work is never done. For every high-profile case that makes the national news, there are thousands of others that do not receive the same attention. These children are just as loved, just as missed. Their families are just as desperate for answers. The reasons for their disappearances are varied. Some are abducted by strangers, some by family members, and many are runaways who find themselves in dangerous situations. Each case represents a unique tragedy, a hole in the heart of a family and a community. This is why our vigilance must be constant. We cannot afford to become complacent. But there is always hope, and that hope lies within our own actions. We, as parents, neighbors, and community members, are the first line of defense. It starts at home, with open and honest conversations with our children about safety. We need to teach them to trust their instincts, to know it's okay to say no to an adult, and to have a plan for what to do if they get separated from us in a public place. It's about creating a foundation of awareness and confidence, not fear. It's about making sure they know they can always come to us, no matter what. Beyond our own homes, we must be the eyes and ears of our community. Pay attention to the children around you. If you see something that doesn't feel right, report it. Share the posts about missing children on social media. Look at the faces in the alerts that come to your phone. It takes a village to protect a child. And in today's world, that village is more important than ever. By staying alert, getting involved, and supporting one another, we can build a safer world. We can honor the memory of Etan Patz by ensuring that every child has the chance to come home safe.